Hey guys, what's up? Now we're going to talk about the 3 episodes that did not air on television. I know in the earlier episodes I did talk about how awkward it is that the music that we associate with classic Ren and Stimpy episodes is used on this show to terrible effect, and it just really doesn't fit. And then I just remembered I never even pointed out the fact that the theme song is the same theme song on this show. It's like you hear that song and you think, oh boy, we're gonna see something fun like, you know, Space Madness or Untamed World, and then, you know, we get this crap that we're getting. But also that whenever they show the title card that says adult party cartoon, you got your martini glass, your pack of smokes, and a condom. It's like funny because this whole show, again, it feels like what a little kid associates with being a grown-up. How do a bunch of people make a show that's geared towards adults, but yet it feels like they're gearing it towards young kids? Okay, we're talking about episode 4, Naked Beach Frenzy, and you know, that's just the worst title. And several of the title cards for the credits, for the opening credits sequence, they just have skinny, big-breasted women. They have their nipples sticking out through their clothing. And it's like, it makes you wonder, do the people that are making this show, do they interact with real women at any point? Because I'm kind of getting the feeling that they don't. The cherry on the top, of course, is John K's director card, which has a topless woman with everything up here just totally, you can see it all. And I mean, I can't believe it. I don't recall them showing anything like that in the first 3 episodes, but in this one, they just flat out are like, yep, we're just gonna show it all. The episode begins with Ren and Stimpy at the beach. Ren is sunbathing, and Stimpy is playing in the sand, and just like within seconds of this happening, a big-breasted woman starts jumping around, acting like she has like 3 operating brain cells, yelling about her beach ball and crap, and Ren is sitting there and he's ogling her body, and this sequence goes on forever where she's just, you know, bending over and bouncing the ball on her butt, and Ren's still watching her. And it's like, for some reason on this show, they feel like anything that they think is even remotely funny, they just wear it out. They just hammer that gag into the ground, even if it's not funny. Let's just get through this. We have this like sequence where when she's running down the beach at first, her stuff is just like bouncing like crazy, and they just keep repeating it. Are people like getting their jollies off to this? I don't feel good about myself for even watching this. Okay guys, like, you know, Ren and Stimpy was my favorite cartoon as a kid, and now you're literally making me feel like a scumbag for watching this. That goes on entirely too long. She decides that she's just gonna take off her top now, and Ren, he gets really excited. Stimpy does not like the fact that Ren is ogling this woman in a thong, so he goes and gets his own thong, and he comes back, and Stimpy buys the thong from the most racist stereotype character I've seen in a long time. This character is actually like racist towards, I don't even remember how many demographics at this point. I kind of lost count at like 3 or 4. But anyway, Stimpy, he gets his own thong. He thinks that he's going to show that to Ren, and Ren's going to like it. And then as soon as the woman takes off her top, you see everything for like a fraction of a second. And then Stimpy's butt with the thong is like right in camera. Again, this isn't funny. This is just gross. It's just a different kind of gross. And of course, Ren gets mad. He takes the thong in a typical, you know, like you knew this was going to happen kind of moment. Super predictable joke, I guess we'll call it, where he pulls it back, lets it go, and it flings Stimpy into the woman's bosom. And he's caught on her bosom, and she gets super excited because she loves the cat, apparently, and she has to call the cat the P word because it's an adult show, and it's so funny to say the P word, you guys. Oh my god. And then all these other girls show up, and they are saying the P word, and they're stealing Stimpy from each other, and they're jamming him into their bosoms, and this just goes on it goes on forever. I mean, it really goes on forever, and it's not funny. Okay, well, that sequence just keeps going on and on and on. We have tons of reactions of Ren seeing what's happening with Stimpy and the sexy bikini girls, and he decides he's going to jump in and get in on this action. He literally does the same exact thing from Stimpy's Big Day, where Stimpy, you know, he gets awarded the money and they say that they're awarding it to Stimpy, whatever. Anyway, Ren says, "I'm the cat," and, you know, he flies over there to where the girls are at, and he wants the girls to pet him, and he gets over there, and even though he is a little furry animal just like Stimpy is, the girls don't like him, and one, for no reason, points at him and goes, "Oh my god, it's a sand crab." And then all the girls are like freaking out, but Ren, you know, he's all over them, and they freak out. They are screaming about the crab that is Ren, and then the lifeguard man, way up on his lifeguard chair stand, whatever the hell you call them things, who obviously is supposed to be looking like David Hasselhoff, comes down. He jumps and he lands down on the ground, and we have to see his junk bounce because adult party cartoon, right? Then he starts running to Ren in this extended sequence where they just keep reusing this animation over and over. You get to see his junk swinging and clacking back and forth. The guy gets over to where Ren is. He decides that the only way for him to get rid of the awful sand crab that is harassing the beautiful ladies is for him to pull off his swimming trunks and beat Ren with them. So now he is nude, covered in body hair. He's swinging his pants at Ren and hitting him. This goes on for far too long, and eventually Ren gets knocked out or something, and the girls want his autograph, and they're all excited about big hairy dude. Later, Ren is just floating in a little inner tube in the ocean, and he sees the lifeguard girls are doing CPR lessons, so he decides, you know, I'm gonna pretend like I'm drowning. And of course, this makes it even worse that they're doing this gag, because I've seen it done so good on SpongeBob, and you know the ripped pants episode, first of all, is funny as shit. So when I watched this, it just made me think, wow, I have seen this done a billion times better. So you know what's gonna happen. He pretends like he's drowning. He gets rescued by the girls. The girls are like, "We gotta do CPR on him." And what's the most obvious fucking joke they could do, and you know what it is? The hairy guy shows up and he's the one doing CPR on Ren, of course, because it's the old switcheroo. But except in Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon, every time they do the switcheroo, it's not a real switcheroo because you already know they're doing the switcheroo. He gives Ren mouth to mouth, and for some reason he is breathing hair into Ren's mouth, and Ren's mouth is now full of hair. I don't know what's up with that. It really makes me sick. Then there are two girls who want to go into the shower, and Ren and Stimpy are going to be bathroom attendants in this really fancy bathroom that I've never seen on a beach, anything like this before. And Ren has a boner that he is hanging the towels on. What the heck is wrong with this show? And for some reason, Stimpy's there, even though I thought Stimpy didn't want to have anything to do with the pretty girls. The two girls get in the shower, and they're totally nude. They're showing just about everything except the one girl on the left decides that she needs some soap, and there is none. So Ren shows up. He pulls out some soap and starts lathering her up in this long, drawn-out sequence. Again, it looks like you know what kind of content, not cartoon comedy content. And eventually she turns and he is soaping up her chest. Oh my god, what the hell is this show? Like, I can't deal with this show. It's just disgusting, man. The other girl says she doesn't have shampoo. Stimpy shows up and he has this superhero costume on. And let's remember, I didn't know that Stimpy gave a crap about the girls, but for some reason now he does. He is flying around with a nozzle on his crotch, and he calls himself the shampoo master. She gets really excited, and he's spraying shampoo all over her head. It's just so suggestive, the imagery, and then she's all like, you know, moaning and excited, and it's just the grossest crap, man. I mean, it's like, is being suggestive about adult style stuff like funny to some people? Because I think maybe if I was like in middle school, I would think this was hilarious, but this isn't a show for middle school kids. Anyway, this disgusting smut just keeps going on. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Ren sniffs the girl's underwear when she hands it to him. They should be ashamed of themselves for putting that in. The girls get ready to leave the shower, and for some reason now they're saying they want to go to the beach. But I thought you were taking a shower because you were done at the beach. Because I know normally you get in the ocean and you want to rinse off the ocean water and that smell and maybe sand. But anyway, this is Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't have to make sense because the writers didn't give a shit. And apparently neither did the genius director. I know it's hard to follow because it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, they're going to the beach, and then the woman looks down, and you don't see what she's looking at. She's just looking down at below her waist, and she's like, I can't go out there like this. And then the other girl passes out. Then we realize her legs are, I guess, are hairy. Man, this show is so stupid. Ren's shaving her legs. Then he shaves her crotch. We get this shot of like a super realistic shaved pair of legs and bare ass. And, oh yeah, Ren waxes her crotch. That's what it is, because, you know, that's important to have in a Ren and Stimpy cartoon. Right, John? Ren and Stimpy are getting ready to walk out the door, or they're hanging out in the little bathroom or whatever. And a girl comes in and she says, hey, my friend is burning up. I need one of you to come give me some suntan oil and rub it all over my friend so they don't get burned. Stimpy, of course, volunteers because it doesn't make sense, because Stimpy doesn't care about the hot girls. Ren decides he's going to do it instead. Ren runs out with the suntan oil and the girl, and they go to find her friend, which turns out to be the hairy guy, of course. It's the hairy guy. He's rubbing oil on him because he doesn't want to disappoint the girls, I guess. He's rubbing oil on the hairy guy, and somehow he slides down his back into his butt, and he gets stuck in his butt cheeks. And he's begging Stimpy to help him out. And Stimpy is oiling up some girl now. And Stimpy gets a plunger and plunges him out of the man's butt. This is happening. This is real. This is real. And he flies out of the man's butt. Then all of a sudden, the man recognizes Ren, and he goes, hey, you're that crab? And also you made me kiss you? Wait a minute. All right. This is so stupid. So you recognized him, but you didn't recognize him when you were giving him CPR. Anyway, just screw it. Don't think about it. We're just going to get through this. So he is chasing them with his butt for some reason. I guess he's going to suck them back up in his butt cheeks or something. And he's running backwards at him, and he chases them off of a ledge, and they fall in the water, and they land on the back of some dolphins. And then they ride dolphins out into the sunset. And I'm just going to say this episode was over 28 minutes. That's the end when they ride off with the dolphins. So it's the longest one so far. And I would say context-wise, as far as the actual content of this episode, I know I said that Ren Seeks Help is my least favorite because personally, it's the one that I watched that let me know Ren and Stimpy was dead. But this episode, it didn't air, but now that I'm watching it and I've seen it, it is the worst episode because it is nothing but smut the entire way through. And it's disgusting, and nobody should ever watch this. Now, that was a nightmare. Let's go on to the next one.